Okay, well, what I'm going to do now is the next stage, which is, before we do anything else, is to fit the ribbon. And I fitted one ribbon just to show you how it actually, where it goes in, and then it'll become clear to what we actually need for the rest of it. You make a little hole in the board in the centre, and you choose whatever ribbon you want. I haven't got a ribbon which I require for the chisel I've got. I've got a little bit of a problem here, because the ribbon on the blue one fitted this actual chisel, and it's a little bit blunt. I had to sharpen it, and I didn't sharpen it till it was too late, so I made a little bit of a mess. But I haven't got a set of chisels, I've only got one or two, and I haven't got one at the moment, so what I used was a letter opener, and it's fixed, and it's blunt, and the only thing it's got is a little point on it, and I suppose you could use anything within reason, and it's got a plastic end on it. And what I did was, well, before I show you, I'll show you what happens inside. That's the inside of the thing where it comes through, and that will be covered up obviously. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one on this side just to show you exactly what I've done. And what I've done is to turn the board over and put a board down, because we are going to knock a hole in this. And I made a little template which I copied from Sage. Everything I do from Sage Reynolds. And what it is, it's the actual length of the book, and it's about 3/4 of an inch, and I've got a little loop on the end of it, that's all. And I turned it round and fitted it to the bottom of the book, and I've got the central position, and this now will line up with that one on the other side. I'll just see if I can get that up for you to see. So that will line up with the one on the other side, and all I'm going to do is to put my knife on to the central bit, and that should be about right, and just tap down till it's gone right through. Remove the template now, I don't need it, and just turn it around and give it a little knock to make sure it's equal on all sides. And then what I'm going to do is to pass the ribbon through, and it might be a little bit tight, so what I'll do, I'll tuck it in with a knife, because the knife it's just a point, it's not sharp or anything. I'll just tuck it in. I don't know if you can see from there what I'm doing. I'm just going to tuck it down so I can get a hold of it the other side. There we are, that should be enough. And just pull it through, just enough. And just level that off. And I'm just going to tap this side of the hammer, just gently, and the other side. There we are. Press it with a bone folder just slightly to make sure everything goes in. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on that just to secure it. Just a smidgen. There we are. Just to hold it in position. Put that out the way. Don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore because I've done the other side. And there we've got the two ribbons fitted symmetrically, gone in nicely, and that's the ribbons now attached. So I'll stop there and we'll go on to the next bit. Okay, well, I've got my 3 pieces of paper, and with these 3 pieces we're going to put the back in, and the back will look like, when we've finished, hopefully, it will look like these 3 units here. So that's what we're going to do with those 3 pieces. We're going to transform them into these. And the way that it's done is the bottom piece is cut to exactly the dimensions of the bottom of the board, less 4, trying to get into view. Yeah, let's for about 1/8 of an inch all the way around the bottom. Like so. And what we do then is, I don't know if you can remember the little piece that you had, what you had for doing the centre of the board, which would be 3/4 of an inch. You can either measure this up or you can ruler it. And what I did was just ruler it. And I just put the ruler on like that along one side. And I've got a scorer here, which I made myself. I don't know what type of scorers you've got. And I just scored down like so, 3/4 of an inch. And then I bent it over like so, like that. And then I got my other little template which I made, which is 6/16, or you can measure it if you want. And I put that on like so, and I put my steel ruler on like so, remove the template, and then scored down this a couple of times. And once I've done that, I folded it over. You can fold it over against the ruler if you so wish. And what you'll end up with is a little leg like that at the bottom, that's going to stick at the bottom, and this is going to hold the papers, and it's going to go that way. And to make it look nice, I'll remove that out of the way, turn it over and get your 30/60 triangle. These come from Smith's. You get the 2 together in a kiddie's package for school. And you get a 45 degrees triangle, and you get, well, it's a 90, there's your 90-degree angle, and there's your 45, and there's your 45, that's your 45-degree triangle. And then on this one you've got a 30, a 60, which makes you 90, and then you've got your 90-degree angle at the bottom. And you use this one, the 30/60, and turn it over, go to the bottom, not the first joint, but the second joint, and line it up like that with the bottom, like so. I'd put pencil marks on here to show you, but ordinarily you wouldn't put pencil marks on, or if you did, you'd do them very lightly, because these will show. And then what you do is you get your alpha knife and you cut that off. Then you go to the other side and do the same. This is only on the long piece, don't forget. Only on the long piece. I'm trying to get it in a position where you can see it. So you bend it over, get the bottom of the second part and then put it square up. You can do this better. Yeah. There we go. And you end up with that. And then another little thing you've got to do is to put your 45-degree triangle on, down up to the first joint. I'll explain what these are for in a minute after you've done them. I usually explain beforehand, but I've been taking far too long. You do the same on the other side. If there's a joint, you cut that little bit off at the corner. If there's not a joint, you don't. It's as easy as that. And this is a long bit and there's two sides, and the other pieces have only got one side on each. So I'll cut that off. I'm trying to make it so as you can see it, and you end up with that. And what you'll see is that this will go into the bottom of the case, like so. That piece will be glued up. This will go into the bottom of the case and have enough room at the ends to give you room to give you a lip like a bookcase, about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And now what we've got to do is the two bits for the top. So I'll do the two bits first, so we'll manage with that. So that's that piece done. This one I've marked up as well, so you only do one end on this. So you get the bottom right, put your 30-degree triangle on. Like so. And then I've marked it with a pencil, so I've already got the cut marks in, so I can cut them off. Line it up. I want to cut them bits off because I don't want them to show. But you would do this with a triangle on, obviously. 30-60. So that's one done at that side. And we'll do the other one, the opposite side. And I'll do this with a triangle to show you that what you're actually supposed to do. Get it in a position where I can cut it. Oh. I'm terrible at this, I am. And then what we do is we cut off the little corner piece with our 45-degree triangle. Like so. Only on the end where we've got that edge cut off. And the same on the other one. There we are. There we go. And now what we do is we offer this up to the book, block, case. And that comes down to the bottom, just a little bit off the bottom. So it wants to be about 1/8 and 1/8 at the side, the same as the bottom piece was. And then when you look inside, mark just below the edge of the book, there, the edge of the seam on the book. So you're just below it, just give it a little mark. And I've drawn a line across. So if we cut that now, that's the height of the book on the left hand side, and I'll do the right hand side exactly the same. Line it up, top and bottom. Turn it over, and I'm just short of the top there. You can see that I've got a little mark on. So you can either mark it with your half a knife, just put a little dot in it, or you can mark it with your pencil very gently, but I've marked it there so as you can see it. And then one to the other side, line your two little dots up, cut them off, and there you've got the other side. And what we've got to do now is to so glue the base up now, that little bit at the bottom. I have ordered a roller, I'm going to get a roller. It was quite expensive as well. I'm not a shot anyway. What I'm doing is just putting a bit of glue on this bottom of this book around. Brushes are okay if you're only doing one or two jobs, but if you're doing more than one job they're terrible. And I keep forgetting I'm not in shot. Try not to get it on that face side, because that will be visible. This won't be visible, this will be stuck to the base. stick that on. Make sure that there's nothing on there.